Have you ever heard that all Filipinos are obsessed with material things? Or that Filipinos abroad only work in low-skilled or low-paying jobs? These are just a couple of the many stereotypes often linked to Filipinos. While some may be based on isolated observations, they greatly oversimplify a culture that is rich, diverse, and deeply rooted in resilience, creativity, and pride. Through researching Filipino culture, visiting the Philippines firsthand, and having Filipino friends in a Western country, we've gained a deeper appreciation for the richness of Filipino identity. From their strong family bonds and incredible hospitality, to the creativity, resilience, and pride in their heritage, there's so much more beyond the cliches. Welcome to Top 10 Common Misconceptions about Filipinos, where we respectfully break down the myths and share the real stories behind one of Southeast Asia's most dynamic cultures. Whether you're curious about the region, passionate about cross-cultural understanding, or just tired of surface-level assumptions, this is for you. Let's dive in.
Let's address the elephant in the room, or rather, the Filipino who walks into a meeting 5 minutes late. Yes, the stereotype of Filipino time exists, but there's a cultural nuance here that often gets misunderstood. In the Philippines, there's a concept known as Filipino time, a more relaxed, flexible approach to time. It's not about being careless or lazy. It's about valuing relationships, social harmony, and going with the flow, rather than rigid schedules. In informal settings, being a little late isn't seen as disrespectful, it's often expected. However, it's important to note that this doesn't apply across the board. In professional environments, Filipinos are generally punctual and take their responsibilities seriously. So before labeling them as always late, remember, context matters. It's not about poor time management, it's about cultural perspective.
Now, let's talk about languages. The Philippines is an archipelago of over 7,000 islands, and many of them have their own distinct dialects. So, assuming that all Filipinos speak only Tagalog, the official language, is a bit like assuming everyone in Europe speaks only English. While Tagalog is widely spoken, it's just one of over 180 languages and dialects found across the islands. There's Cebuano, Ilocano, Hiligaynon, and many others. This incredible linguistic diversity reflects the country's rich cultural heritage, a vibrant tapestry woven with the threads of different languages, each carrying its own unique story. So next time you meet someone from the Philippines, don't assume they only speak Tagalog. Ask about their language, their dialect, their story. You might just uncover a beautiful symphony of words and meanings you never expected.
There's a common misconception rooted in the complex history of labor migration, that Filipinos are primarily domestic workers abroad. While it's true that many work overseas and a significant number are in domestic roles, reducing an entire nation to a single profession is not only inaccurate, it's unfair. Filipinos are doctors, engineers, teachers, artists, entrepreneurs. The list is long and diverse. They are resourceful and hardworking, often driven by a deep sense of responsibility to support their families and create meaningful change. So the next time you meet a Filipino, don't define them by their profession. See them as individuals with dreams, ambitions, and so much more to offer than just the role they may occupy.
The stereotype of always smiling despite adversity. While Filipinos are indeed known for their warmth, hospitality, and generally sunny disposition, assuming they're always happy is like saying the earth is flat. They experience the full spectrum of human emotions: sadness, anger, frustration, especially when stuck in seemingly endless traffic jams. But here's the thing, Filipinos are incredibly resilient. They find joy in the small things, support one another through thick and thin, and hold on to hope, even in challenging times. So while they might smile often, don't mistake that for constant happiness. It's a reflection of their strength, their optimism, and their ability to find light even in the darkest moments.
Stereotype. Filipinos are often seen as having a colonial mentality, favoring foreign products and cultures over their own. The reality. While this mindset may have roots in history, it no longer reflects the pride many Filipinos have in their identity today. There's a growing appreciation for local traditions, products, and craftsmanship, from traditional weaves and native delicacies to homegrown brands that rival international ones. Many Filipinos now travel abroad, experience global cultures firsthand, and return with a deeper appreciation for their own. Rather than chasing foreign approval, they're redefining pride in what it means to be Filipino, supporting local, celebrating heritage, and pushing back against outdated assumptions.
This stereotype is not only outdated, it's simply inaccurate. While poverty is still a reality for many, it does not define the Filipino identity. The Philippines boasts a literacy rate of over 98%, one of the highest in Southeast Asia. Every year the country produces world-class professionals in medicine, IT, education, and engineering, many of whom are recruited abroad for their skills and strong work ethic. Yes, economic inequality persists, but alongside it exists a powerful culture of resilience, ambition, and access to education. So, no, Filipinos are not just defined by poverty. They are defined by their drive, their brilliance, and their ability to thrive in the face of challenges.
Filipinos are often seen as always ready for a celebration, but this doesn't mean they lack discipline or ambition. Festivals are a big part of the culture, celebrating gratitude, tradition, and togetherness. But beyond the music and food of Filipinos who work hard, nurses pulling long shifts, students chasing degrees, and OFWs sacrificing for loved ones. Joy isn't a distraction, it's a source of strength. Filipinos balance celebration with serious dedication to education, career, and community. They know how to celebrate, and they know how to strive.
One common misconception is that all Filipinos want to leave their country in search of a better life abroad. While many do work overseas to support their families, this doesn't reflect the entire population. In reality, countless Filipinos are deeply rooted in their communities and prioritize staying close to family and friends. There is a strong sense of national pride, and many find fulfillment building careers, starting businesses, or contributing to their local communities right at home. The Philippines also has a thriving job market in sectors like BPO, tech, and tourism, providing opportunities that allow people to succeed without leaving the country. Additionally, the desire to go abroad often comes from practical or temporary goals, such as gaining experience, saving money, or supporting loved ones, not from a lack of love for their homeland. In fact, many Filipinos who have worked overseas eventually return to retire or invest in local businesses. There's also a growing trend among younger Filipinos who enjoy traveling internationally but have no desire to permanently migrate. For them, the Philippines remains home, and their global experiences only enrich their connection to it.
One of the biggest myths, that Filipino culture is one size fits all. In truth, the Philippines is an incredibly diverse country made up of over 7,600 islands, 180+ languages, and dozens of unique ethnic groups. From the Muslim communities in Mindanao, to the indigenous tribes of the Cordilleras, to the urban centers of Manila, Filipino identity is anything but uniform. Even language varies. Someone in Cebu might speak Cebuano, while someone in northern Luzon might speak Ilocano, with Tagalog and English acting as bridges between regions. This cultural richness comes from a mix of indigenous traditions, colonial history, and global influences. So no, Filipinos are not all the same. They are united, yes, but they are also beautifully diverse.
Finally, let's address a lingering myth, that Filipinos don't speak English well. The Philippines is actually one of the largest English-speaking countries in the world. English is an official language widely used in education, media, and government. From a young age, students learn core subjects in English, and fluency is common, especially among professionals and in urban areas. Yes, accents may differ, but comprehension and communication are strong, which is why the Philippines is a global hub for call centers and business outsourcing. Most Filipinos are naturally multilingual, comfortably switching between English, Tagalog, and regional languages.
So there you have it. 10 common misconceptions about Filipinos, clarified with truth, context, and cultural insight. Filipino culture isn't one-dimensional. It's vibrant, diverse, and deeply rooted in history. When we move past the stereotypes, we begin to truly appreciate the resilience, hospitality, and unique identity of the Filipino people. Whether you're planning to visit the Philippines, working with Filipinos abroad, or simply exploring Southeast Asian culture, Remember, curiosity opens minds, and understanding builds respect. The next time you meet a Filipino, take the time to listen. You might be surprised by what you learn. Comment below if any of these surprised you, or share other misconceptions you've come across. Let's keep the conversation going. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out the related video on your screen for more fascinating content. Explore our channel for even more exciting videos. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Globe Gazette for more incredible stories. Your support means everything to us. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.